Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan, coming up in the next 30 minutes. In a major boost to India's self-reliance, Defence Ministry inked $7 billion deal with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for 97 domestically made fighter jets. From chip to ship, Prime Minister Modi pushes Make in India mission at the Uttar Pradesh International Trade Show. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy sentenced to 5 years in jail in Libya funding scandal. And Palestinian President Abbas to address UNGA by video link after US refusal to grant him visa to travel to New York. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu slams leaders recognizing Palestinian state. In a landmark step to boost India's self-reliance in the air warfare capability, the Ministry of Defence signed a $7 billion deal with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for 97 light combat aircraft Mk1A. The deal, in line with India's Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, entails manufacturing of 68 fighters and 29 twin-seaters, the deliveries of which will begin in 27-28 and completed over 6 years. With over 64% indigenous content and 67 new additional features, the aircraft will have advanced systems like Uttam ISA radar and the Swam Raksha Kavach self-protection suite. Supported by 105 Indian vendors, the program will generate nearly 12,000 direct and indirect jobs annually, boosting the aerospace ecosystem. Acquired under the buy category of the Defence Acquisition Procedure 2020, the LCA Mk1A stands as the most advanced indigenous fighter ready to meet the operational needs of the Indian Air Force. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh hailed the deal. Taking to social media platform X, he said the supply of these aircraft by HAL would enhance operational capability of the Indian Air Force to continue their unhindered operations and strengthen defence preparedness of the country. The contract reflects the trust and confidence of the government and the armed forces in the indigenously developed aircraft Tejas, which will be the mainstay of the IAF in the years to come. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday inaugurated the third edition of Uttar Pradesh International Trade Show at the Greater Noida Expo Mart. The 5-day event promises to connect local artisans, entrepreneurs and industries with national and global markets, highlighting Uttar Pradesh's biggest business showcase.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the Uttar Pradesh International Trade Show. The 5-day expo is taking place at the sprawling Expo Mart in Greater Noida. Spread across 2,200 stalls, the event has brought together artisans, MSMEs, handloom and textile producers, along with the industrial houses from across the state. While speaking at the inauguration ceremony, PM Modi said that at a time when the whole world is experiencing global disruptions, countries will compromise their own growth by relying on others for their own development. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also highlighted the robustness of the Indian economy amid the global economic turbulence.
दूसरों पर निर्भर होने से ज्यादा व्यवस्था कोई और हो ही नहीं सकती। बदलती हुई दुनिया में जो देश जितना ज्यादा दूसरों पर निर्भर रहेगा, उसकी ग्रोथ उतनी ही कॉम्प्रोमाइज रहने वाली है। और इसलिए भारत जैसे देश को किसी पर निर्भर रहना अब मंजूर नहीं है। इसलिए भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाना ही होगा। हर वो प्रोडक्ट जो हम भारत में बना सकते हैं, वो हमें भारत में ही बनाना है।
Prime Minister also interacted with the exhibitors from different parts of the state, specifically the women entrepreneurs, highlighting the rising role of Nari Shakti, making India a truly self-reliant nation.
I do Saharanpur ki wood ke saath I mix glass and make products for the export market, and I've got international markets where I can sell my products. Employing almost 45 families are involved with our business, and 9 ladies are involved, and they have a good earning out of it.
Meanwhile, Russia is the partner country this year, with 30 companies showcasing their products and services. From handcrafted artistry to cutting-edge technology, the Uttar Pradesh International Trade Show has become a confluence of tradition and modern enterprise. With global participation and massive footfall expected, the event is poised to give Uttar Pradesh a bigger role in India's growth story.
Most important is the fact that Prime Minister being here was to give a push to the local artisans from across the country, especially Uttar Pradesh, and these kind of expos will go a long way in not only establishing a manufacturing base here, but also establishing India and Uttar Pradesh as a major manufacturing hub for a different kind of products and making them famous worldwide. With camera person Aniket Amakshay Dungre, DD India.
In northwestern state of Rajasthan, Prime Minister laid the foundation stone and inaugurated multiple development projects worth over rupees 1,22,100 crore at Banswara. Prime Minister laid the foundation stone of Ashwini Mahi Banswara Rajasthan Atomic Power Project. Prime Minister also laid the foundation stone of projects related to clean energy infrastructure, power transmission, sewerage and water supply. Prime Minister also interacted with beneficiaries of PM Kusum scheme. In line with his commitment to empower farmers, feeder-level solarization projects was inaugurated for the states of Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka. In a major boost to rail and road connectivity, Prime Minister flagged off 3 Vande Bharat trains and dedicated multiple road projects related to national and state highways. And furthering his vision of employment for all, PM distributed more than 15,000 appointment letters to newly appointed youth in government departments and organizations in Rajasthan. And aimed at showcasing India's strengths in the food processing sector, food sustainability and the production of nutritious and organic food, Prime Minister Modi will participate in World Food India 2025 at around 6:15 p.m. Indian Standard Time at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The 4-day event will have multiple thematic sessions covering a wide range of topics, including India as a global food processing hub, sustainability and net zero in food processing, frontiers in food processing, India's pet food industry, processed foods for nutrition and health, plant-based foods, nutraceuticals, specialty foods, among others. It will feature 14 pavilions, each dedicated to specific themes, and will attract around 100,000 visitors. It will also showcase 21 exhibiting countries along with 150 international participants. At World Food India, credit-linked support of over Rs 770 crore will be provided to around 26,000 beneficiaries for micro projects in food processing sector worth over 2,510 crore rupees under Pradhan Mantri formalization of micro food processing enterprises scheme. A Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Hardeep Singh Puri, today said India has achieved the target of 20% biofuel blending 6 years earlier than expected. Addressing the World Hydrogen India Summit in New Delhi, he mentioned that India's target to achieve a production capacity of 5 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030 is conservative. He further said that green hydrogen is the fuel of the future and will succeed where there is local demand, local production and local consumption. The minister mentioned that India's oil and gas PSUs have announced plans to set up 1 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030 to be prepared to lead the energy transition. The minister also highlighted that India will emerge as a global champion in production and exports of green hydrogen.
Low-cost solar power, one of the world's largest synchronous grids, a large domestic demand base and unmatched engineering talent, India is well placed to emerge as a global champion in both production and exports of green hydrogen. 50% of the world's Fortune 500 companies have global capability centers in India, where they use Indian engineering talent, where they use Indian technology and innovation system.
Prime Minister Modi reminisced the journey of Make in India campaign started 11 years ago. Taking to social media X, PM Modi said, and I quote him here, 11 years ago on this day, the Make in India initiative was launched with a vision to add momentum to India's growth and tap into our nation's entrepreneurial potential. It is gladdening to see how 11 years of Make in India has contributed to furthering economic strength and laying the foundation for Atmanirbharta. It has encouraged innovation and job creation across sectors, unquote. In 2014, a bold vision was set into motion, Make in India, a slogan that evolved into one of the most transformative economic movements in the country's history. 11 years later, it has become a blueprint for industrial resurgence, national pride and global ambition. A movement that's not just building factories, but building futures. More in this report.
The Make in India initiative, launched in 2014, has been a cornerstone of India's push towards Atmanirbharta, or self-reliance. What started as a slogan became a full-spectrum strategy that's reshaped India's industrial landscape. While industry played its part, the government's massive capex has given industry the confidence to also invest big in India.
The bullet train is coming up between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, the precursor to many more bullet trains and high-speed rails coming up in the country. DFC is operational, both the northern one and the western one, precursor to hopefully more DFCs coming up in other regions. It's a race to make India a $32 trillion economy.
India attracted $667.4 billion in FDI from 2014 to 2024, a 119% increase over the previous decade. Manufacturing FDI alone surged 69%, reaching $165.1 billion. Energizing sectors like electronics, automotive and textiles.
आज आपने कई बार टेलीकॉम टावर के ऊपर बड़े बड़े रेडियो, व्हाइट कलर के जो बड़े से रेडियो नहीं होते लंबे से इस तरह से, बहुत ही कॉम्प्लेक्स मशीन है. 40 कंट्रीज को एक्सपोर्ट हो रहा है. यूरोप जैसे, अमेरिका जैसे समृद्ध देशों को भारत में बने हुए टेलीकॉम इक्विपमेंट आज एक्सपोर्ट हो रहे हैं.
Make in India isn't just about factories. It's about empowering youth, reviving neglected regions and reclaiming India's industrial legacy. From chips to ships, the Prime Minister's vision is laying the groundwork for a future where India plays a leading role in global supply chains. It is Make in India, make for the world.
Countries like Australia and India that have complementary interests, because Australia is not going to be a massive producer of batteries. However, we have aspirations to be a massive producer of lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide, which can come to India, and if India develops its cathode active material processing, then India can value add and we can sort of meet in the middle on that supply chain and go very quickly to global scale.
Launched in 2020, PLI scheme spurred 1.3 lakh crore rupees in investment, 10.9 lakh crore rupees in output, and over 8.5 lakh jobs. Semicon India is building a full-stack chip ecosystem. PM Modi's Swadeshi push and GST reforms boosted demand for Indian goods, tying self-reliance to national pride. Make in India didn't just make goods, it made good India's potential. Bureau Report, DD India.
And more than 1,000 children in Indonesia's West Java have suffered food poisoning this week from school lunches. Authorities said that this is the latest in a series of outbreaks and another setback for the president's multi-billion-dollar free meals program. The mass poisoning was reported in 4 areas of West Java province. The latest cases follow the poisoning of 800 students who ate school lunches last week in West Java and Central Sulawesi provinces, supplied under President Prabowo Subianto's signature-free nutritious meals program. Prabowo's office did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the latest cases. Dadan Hindayana, head of the National Nutrition Agency, said that overseas the free meals programs at kitchens with poisoning cases had been suspended. Still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy handed 5-year jail term. And in sports, Bangladesh to face Pakistan in Asia Cup today. Winner to meet India in the summit clash.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas will address the UN General Assembly virtually on Thursday amid US opposition that barred his travel to New York. This follows France's summit where Western nations recognized Palestine, a move rejected by US President Donald Trump. Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu, who is due to address the UNGA later, has vowed to condemn these recognitions in his Friday UN speech, reiterating rejection of a Palestinian state and announcing a Trump meeting. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has presented a 21-point peace plan incorporating French elements like Hamas, disarmament and an international force.
I am now leaving with my wife for the UN General Assembly in Washington. At the UN General Assembly, I will speak our truth, the citizens of Israel, the truth of the IDF soldiers of our country. I will condemn those leaders instead of denouncing the murders, rapists and child burners, want to give them a state in the heart of the land of Israel. This will not happen. In Washington, I will meet for the 4th time, more than any other leader, with President Trump and discuss with him the great opportunities that our victories have brought and also our need to complete the goals of the war. That means to return all our hostages, to defeat Hamas, and to expand the circle of peace that is open to us following the historic victory on Iran and other victories that we have achieved.
Now, Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara pledged on Wednesday to bring to justice all those involved in the sectarian violence in Latakia and Sweda while delivering his address at the United Nations General Assembly, the first of a Syrian leader in nearly 6 decades.
Syrian state formed fact-finding committees, and it also gave the United Nations the permission to investigate, and it reached similar results with unprecedented transparency in Syria. I pledge to bring to all justice all those whose hands were stained with the blood of innocents.
And during a possible government shutdown next week, the White House has asked its federal agencies to prepare plans for mass firings. The agencies have been asked to identify programs and projects where discretionary funding will lapse on October 1st and to issue notices to employees even if they would otherwise be accepted during a lapse in funding. This is a sharp departure from the US government's earlier shutdown stances where workers were given temporary furloughs. And Denmark accused unknown actors of launching hybrid attacks via drone incursions that briefly closed Billund and Aalborg airports late Wednesday, disrupting air traffic for hours. Drones were also spotted near Esbjerg, Sonderborg airports, Skræderen airbase housing F-16 and F-35 jets and a Holstebro military site, all on Jutland Peninsula. Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen called it systematic, aimed at spreading fear but no direct military threat. This follows similar disruptions at Copenhagen airport earlier this week, linked by PM Mette Frederiksen to Russian provocations denied by Moscow. Poland downed Russian drones on September 10, invoking NATO's Article 4. Denmark considers consultations, however, prioritizes safety over shooting drones down. Danish Justice Minister has labelled the perpetrator a professional actor. There have been no closures at smaller sites as per police. Airports reopened on Thursday, although investigations are ongoing amid Europe's rising drone vulnerabilities. Meanwhile, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has said that drone incursions in Denmark point to Putin's strategy.
It comes as no surprise, even if my colleague Mette Eriksson in Denmark obviously cannot say anything yet where these drones come from. The suspicion is obvious. This is part of Vladimir Putin's strategy without us being able to say anything concrete in this case, as I said. But it is part of what we experience every day. We are not at war, but we are also no longer at complete peace. We are being attacked hybridly in disinformation campaigns and now also by drones. That is the reality we are facing and dealing with.
And Turkey temporarily deployed a warning and control aircraft to Lithuania as part of NATO security measures, the Defense Ministry said on Thursday. Lithuania, Estonia, Denmark and Poland have all said Russian drones or fighter jets have violated their airspace in recent weeks, prompting the NATO alliance to beef up defense around Europe's eastern flank. Meanwhile, Western officials said Russia is carrying out the airspace violations to test NATO's readiness and resolve. And former French President Nicolas Sarkozy has hit out at his latest conviction, calling it extremely serious for the rule of law. The 69-year-old leader announced he will appeal the ruling. Sarkozy declared he would sleep in prison with my head held high, quote unquote, if needed, as the court has ordered him into custody at a later date, even in the case of appeal. A Paris court on Thursday found Sarkozy guilty of criminal conspiracy with Libya over illegal campaigning, financing and sentenced him to 5 years in prison.
Naturally, I will appeal. I will probably have to appear handcuffed before the Court of Appeal. Those who hate me so much think they are humiliating me. What they have humiliated today is France. It is the image of France, and if anyone has betrayed the French, it is this incredible injustice you have just witnessed. I have no spirit of revenge. I have no hatred. But let everyone understand and hear it. I will fight until my last breath to prove my complete innocence.
Now, 7 Buddhist monks were killed and 4 others injured when a rail car trolley operated by cable crashed near the Nayana monastery in central Sri Lanka. The accident took place on Wednesday night as 13 monks were returning to the monastery after religious rituals. Authorities believe the cable support snapped as the trolley was being pulled towards the mountain peak. Authorities are conducting an investigation into the accident. In Nepal, the Gen Z protests against corruption which forced the ouster of KP Sharma Oli government is now shaking the foundations of the country's major political parties. The Nepali Congress is facing mounting pressure for reform. On Monday, General Secretary Gagan Thapa and senior leader Shekhar Koirala launched a signature campaign demanding a special general convention to restructure the party in line with public aspirations. Across the spectrum, other parties too are scrambling for change. Maoist Center Chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal this week proposed a 4-point reorganization plan promising more youth, women, Dalits and marginalized voices in party committees. The CPN UML's Yogesh Bhattarai has also put forward a 10-point reconstruction agenda echoing demands of the youth-led movement. And the Rashtriya Swatantra Party, led by Rabi Lamishan, has stressed transformation and restructuring at its central committee meet. Now, Ayurveda has travelled from Indian households to international platforms. Let's take you to a special session from New Zealand commemorating world's oldest system of holistic healing that continues to global wellness pathways.
From ancient Sanskrit texts to global wellness centers, Ayurveda's journey reflects India's holistic living gift to the world. Wellington celebrates the 10th anniversary of the ancient art. Let's take a look. It is rightly said, the body is your temple. Keep it pure and clean for the soul to reside in. And what better way to do it if not via Ayurveda? The session had insightful discussions on 5 sheaths of the body, chakras in a pranic body, and the fundamentals of an ideal dincharya.
Energy of the universe, and it's it's a very mind-blowing experience to experience life on that scale.
New and since ages, primitive cultures have used this wisdom to heal. Colonialism and a change in global mindset has impacted these knowledge systems and cast a shadow of skepticism in them.
So Kavita, Ayurveda has traveled from India to, the farthest corners of the world. What do you think makes Ayurveda so important in today's day and age?
It has passed, like it's a 5,000 years old wisdom of Vedas, which has passed so long without being disturbed by any kind of modern lifestyle or modern practices. So I think in the current world, what is needed most is the wisdom of Ayurveda to improve your life.
So definitely Ayurveda is India's gift to the world. And how do you think Ayurveda, found its universal charm and appeal everywhere around the world?
Ayurveda, actually, when I came over here, like around the world, I have seen that because it comes from India, there is less like, it is like, sadly, the Indian population think that they know everything about it. Like most of them are not aware about like anything, like as you, today in the presentation, which we came to know that a lot of people are not aware about a lot of things. But I had seen a lot of interest from the Western population, European population, and, the third or the fourth generation of the Indian population. And what surprised me that they had more intrinsic knowledge and really keen to make changes in their lifestyle and diet and like routines and follow Ayurveda as a whole whole way.
As Ayurveda finds new grounds across the globe, its essence remains rooted in balance and harmony. This is Soumya Sharma from Wellington for DD India.
In Asia Cup, Pakistan will face Bangladesh in a high-stakes Super 4 game on Thursday. Having beaten Sri Lanka, Pakistan are well placed for making it to the finals, but to ensure they make it through, they need to beat Bangladesh first. Sahibzada Farhan has been their best batter, while Fakhar Zaman has made handy contributions, but it has been their bowling that remains a standout. After losing to India, this has become a do-or-die encounter for Bangladesh. The batting has become the slowest side amongst the full members, scoring at under 8 an over, but the bowling has been excellent with incredible depth amongst their pace attack, leaving them in a good spot. Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.
You read between the lines, cut the clutter and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.